after the tour, foods is life. And pancit is long life. Ham is life. Nininang Annabelle. And pancit.
Ninong, lalagyan na kita.
Do you save it for garbage?
Chicharon.
Without
Sarap ng
suka.
suka nito.
Yeah. Kung may suka, sarap. Yun pa, ha?
Gawa niyo to. This is ham.
Ayan, pagkain namin dito sa Rockport Yard. May ham, may chicken, may chicken chicharon, pancit, and salad. See? Life is
Beautiful.
So this is the group that we get in. Siya po yung ang driver namin nandyan. And then the rest. Joey, go ahead. So siya po. Say hi to my vlog. Hi! Please jump and tours here at Thousand Islands. Every week may mga plan po or may mga sa pinupuntahan. Siya po si Venus. Ibibigay ko po yung number niya for the kung gusto niyo po jump and boards. Pakisabi yung phone number.
Okay, this is Venus. It's 647-783-4782. This is Way 647-718-4081. Come and jump in tours. Join us.
Thank you. We are like entering the Kingston city proper. Aakyat ang tour guide dito sa bus para ipakita lahat ang mga magagandang scenery or not a scenery, yung mga it's all about Kingston City. So see you there. Or we will go to Royal Military College. And then yung sa, I think, Pulungan City Jail.
Welcome to Kingston, the capital of construction. We're going to give you a nice little tour of the city of Kingston. And I'll tell you more about it in just a moment. But first, because we're on this side of the city, and we don't want to cross the bridge twice because of the construction, we're going to show you the military side of the city first. So this is the Royal Military College of Canada. It's one of the last schools in the country that train officers for the Army, Navy, and Air Force. It opened up in 1876. One of the nice little traditions about this school is that 50 years after the students graduate, that's 50 years after, they come back and make a sizable donation to the alma mater. And so as we go on to the base this afternoon, we'll go through the gates that were a gift from the graduates of 1934. They came back in 1984 and put up a nice proper entry onto their old school ground. So we do have to go through security. Everybody brought their passport?
No.
This is Canada. We don't have security. I just say that to make the Americans panic.
Yeah, Canada doesn't have security. So just come in.
But as you look off to the left too, on top of the hill, that's Fort Henry. That was built in 1834 to keep the Americans out. It was never attacked by the Americans, so we think they're doing a pretty good job. It's a light armored vehicle that was used by the officers of the school in Afghanistan. It was brought back just a couple of years. The school itself, if you'd like to attend here, or if there's someone in your family who would like to be an officer in the military, like this guy here, you'd have to cut your hair. But it's free to attend here. All you've got to do is have the proper marks. So you go to school here for about 5 years, you graduate with a degree, and it's free. No fees paid. But the caveat to that is that when you do graduate, you have to be in the military for 5 to 7 years. So it's not exactly a free education. But the officers are well paid, and if you do want a military career, better to be an officer so you can tell people what to do rather than just take orders. On the door side of the bus, this is the Commandant's residence. It's the oldest building on the point of land. It dates back to 1801. Around the corner on the driver's side, a deck gun from the HMCS Huronia, which served in the Korean War. Yeah. And just off to the side, you'll see, because there's Aboriginal students here, there's a wigwam for healing ceremonies, a Centurion tank, also from the Korean War. Just up ahead of us, 88mm anti-tank weapons used by the Germans in World War II. And if you look off to the door side, down near the water, you'll see a torpedo. That was put there, it was a gift from Great Britain on the 100th anniversary of the founding of the school. So they put it there in 1976, and they've aimed it at America. They said if the Americans ever came back, we had them covered. The main parade square of the school is directly in front. It would be an insult to take a bus on the parade square, so we don't do that. We go around. Give you a nice view of the city that you're about to visit. But do you see what they've got in front of the pillars to protect them? You know, some places might use concrete or steel. We use old cans. Out of the bus are places for the students to stay. These are the barracks, the dormitories for the students.
Like a dormitory for military students.
In most universities in Canada, you stay in the dormitories for just your first year of university, but here it's the entire time you're on the base, you stay in a dormitory. And you're inspected on a regular basis. The inspections, not often enough. Don't drive in the water.
Don't drive in the water.
One of the reasons we like to bring you out here is to see the city that you're going to visit. And if you look off to the side, that's Kingston, Canada's first capital city. And just to give you a little idea of the history of the city and why it's important, is that we are the oldest city in the province of Ontario, founded by the French back in 1673. That year, the Governor General of New France, a man by the name of Frontenac, arrived in town, and he opened up the fur trade with the local Aboriginal peoples. He built a fort, named it after himself. That fort is just over there. And so it was called Frontenac, and the French controlled this area until the middle of the 1750s. At that time, a war broke out between England and France. Everybody was fighting everybody back then. So the French did control the area, but in 1758, Colonel Bradstreet came north from the American, what was really the British colonies, now the 13 original colonies in the U.S. They came north in 1758 with 3,000 British troops. They completely destroyed Fort Frontenac, took the area from the French, and then they looked around the area and they said, you know, there's nothing here, let's go back to New York. So they did, because they were bored. Now, about 25 years later came the American Revolution in 1776. When that war finally ended, those people in the States who didn't want to be Americans, they wanted to remain loyal to King George of Great Britain, they came north. They were given land grants, and they started moving into the area around Kingston. The British military arrived here first. They built a new Fort Frontenac, new fort, but they kept the old name, this time to keep the Americans out, of course, and the area began to grow. So they originally called it Cataraqui, an old Indian word meaning where the rocks come out of the water. It became known as Kingstown. It was shortened to Kingston. In 1838, they became a town. In 1841, the first capital of Canada. By 1848, they became a city, and basically the rest is history. But Ottawa likes to tell you that they are the capital of Canada, but we were first.
So Kingston
That
is
will
the
never
first
change.
capital of Canada.
And why we like to bring you out here is because you get that great view of the city of Kingston. Right in the middle is our city hall, built in the 1840s. And you see with that round tower out there? Yeah, it looks like a silo on a farm or something. That's a Martello Tower. We have 4 of those in the city of Kingston. They were built in the 1840s to protect us from the Americans. There was a border dispute at that time called the Oregon Border Crisis. It was the placement of the border between what's now Washington State and British Columbia. And we thought that the Americans would use that as an excuse to invade Canada. So in order to protect the harbor here in Kingston, they built 4 of those. They're gun platforms with a roof on top. They were designed after the ones that are located in Europe. The only difference between the European towers and the ones in Canada are the roof. They put it up there because we get so much snow. But in times of battle, they would cut a cable, the roof would slide off, and underneath that roof is a single gun that rotates 360 degrees, fires a shot 1 mile. So they're all gun platforms. But they have never been attacked by the Americans. They have never fired a shot in anger. So we like to remind the Americans of that in case they're carrying weapons or something. But you'll see 4 of those on the tour. That's number 1. Just behind this dirt berm, you'll see it when we move the bus in a moment or two, you'll see number 2. But I just wanted to say about the position that we're in right now. This is the main reason why we bring folks out, is because off to the side is the Cataraqui River. But if you look directly ahead, you'll see some of the windmills that are located on Wolf Island as well. This is all Canada out here, by the way. The other side of this island is the United States, New York State. So we're very close to America here. So directly in front, the St. Lawrence River. And there's Lake Ontario. And as you can see, we do a lot of sailing in Kingston. It's always windy. Directly in front of the bus, you'll see another of the Martello Towers. That one's on Cedar Island. So it's called the Cedar Tower. And right over there, tower number 3. This one is a museum for the Royal Military College. Just off to the side, if you'd like to go scuba diving, this is a great place to do it. After the War of 1812, both the U.S. and the Canadians, actually the British, scuttled their Great Lakes fleets. And the British scuttled their boats right out in here. So the water is quite cold, it's quite stable, so there's still lots of wrecks from the after the War of 1812 that you can scuba dive out here. Very popular sport in the city. And another nice view of Fort Henry up on the hill. They've got a running event underway today. I believe it's the Cannonball Classic. The winner gets shot with a cannon. No, he doesn't. Beautiful campus for the students to enjoy. They take mostly military-oriented subjects like engineering and that sort of thing, but there's also a wonderful history degree that you can obtain if you want to attend the school here. The number seems to be going up every year. Another nice view of the residences, the dormitories for the students across the soccer pitch. And some of the mascots for the school are out there, I see. Everybody gets a free goose on this tour. And the building directly in front of us is called the Stone Frigate, one of the first boats that was built for the British.
Ang daming goose.
Wouldn't you love to go to school here, though? Gorgeous campus, nice views. Go swimming whenever you like. Windsurfing. Fall in the water and drown. Water temperature is cold today. It's about 42 or something.
Maybe.
Yes, please.
Velour. Just go.
By the way, if you'd like to visit Fort Henry, it is open weekdays from Victoria Day, the middle of May, until War II. The tank closest to us is a Sherman tank from the Americans. And a little bit further over is a Leopard tank taken from the Germans in World War II. Yeah, quite a difference. Difference in size, difference in armament, of course. The Leopard could easily defeat the Sherman.
So yan ang mga tangke. Royal Military Academy.
And here in Kingston.
We do get a lot of questions from people asking us about the big pile of snow across the street. This is a recreational facility built for the students of RMC as well as Army Base Kingston, which is just up the hill. We did not want the Army to build it there, though. They got into a big argument with the city. The Army said, well, it's military land, so we're going to build it anyway. And so they did, but they agreed with the city that they would camouflage it for 6 months out of the year. So until April, we didn't even know it was there.
Okay, so that's the history of the Royal Military College here in Kingston, Ontario. Thank you for watching.